Alright, so this presentation will examine the sexual variation of arranged versus love marriages through the lens of social exchange theory, developed by George Homans in 1958 and later expanded by John W. Thibault and Harold H. Kelly in 1959. The following explanation of the theory will be from their works. Social exchange theory views social interactions as an exchange where individuals seek to maximize the benefits of participating in the relationship. Individuals make decisions within the relationship by weighing the costs like pain, conflict, betrayal, and rewards like companionship, love, and security. Individuals choose to stay in the relationship when the perceived rewards outweigh the perceived costs and the outcomes of the relationship either exceed or meet their expectations, which are based on prior relationships. In reference to arranged marriages and love marriages, social exchange theory helps us navigate the role that cultural and emotional expectations play in shaping communication, intimacy, and the longevity of relationships. The costs and rewards in arranged marriages that individuals initially consider, like economic stability and social acceptance, are much different than those of love marriages, like passion and emotional intimacy. For the historical perspective, I want to highlight 19th century India. During this time, arranged marriages were the standard, and love marriages were heavily discouraged. According to C.J. Fuller and Haripriya Narasimhan, in their journal Companionate Marriage in India, The Changing Marriage System in Middle-Class Brahmin Subcaste, published in 2008, the purpose of marriage here was centered around maintaining social order, caste boundaries, and family alliances. Romantic love was not considered a priority, and love marriages, especially those that defied caste or family expectations, were considered immoral. Culturally, the rewards of an arranged marriage were family honor and social stability. A successful marriage brought economic and social benefits to not only the married couple, but to their entire families. Similarly, the consequences of failing to live up to these expectations extended to both families as well. Sexuality was not viewed as an emotional experience either, but rather as a duty of marriage. From a religious perspective, Hinduism strongly endorsed arranged marriages. According to Santana Flanagan in her 2017 journal, Arranged Marriages, Matchmakers, and Dowries in India, sacred texts like the Manusmriti viewed marriage as a sacrament that secured and continued a family's lineage. It also fulfilled spiritual obligations. Love marriages were viewed as selfish and were not legitimate in the eyes of Hinduism. When we apply social exchange theory, the rewards of arranged marriages, according to their culture, far exceed those of love marriages, which is why arranged marriages are widely accepted during this time. The rewards of arranged marriages included family approval, moral duties, and social acceptance. The costs of a love marriage were social shame, a loss of familial ties, and moral failure. Since the costs of a love marriage far outweigh the rewards, people are more likely to conform to societal expectations. In contemporary U.S. society, love marriages are the accepted practice according to cultural and societal expectations. Americans view marriage as a personal choice made for love. Chemistry, sexual compatibility, and mutual fulfillment are important and valid considerations people take into account before getting married. According to research found in Jayamala Madhathil and James M. Benshoff's 2008 journal, The Importance of Marital Characteristics and Marital Satisfaction, for American couples, loving communication, shared values, and finances strongly influence their satisfaction in their marriages. Culturally, love marriages in the U.S. are rewarding because they perpetuate personal autonomy, sexual compatibility, and emotional intimacy. Madhathil and Benshoff compared Americans in free choice marriages and Asian Indians in arranged marriages and found that Americans place a higher importance on loving and shared value characteristics. Legally, in the United States, arranged and love marriages are treated exactly the same so long as both parties consent freely. Coercion or forced marriages are prohibited. According to the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services website, forced marriages are defined as marriage with one or more elements of force, fraud, or coercion, and where one or both parties do not consent or cannot consent to the marriage. The influence of technology has changed the way U.S. love marriages form today. Dating apps like Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge are used across the country and allow people to go on dates with people based on shared interests, physical attraction, and demographic preferences. It essentially streamlines the dating process. Applying social exchange theory, these apps highlight the rewards of love marriages by increasing the likelihood of compatibility and intimacy. Most of the information shared on dating apps, hobbies, interests, and values place an emphasis on emotional fulfillment as opposed to economic or familial rewards. So, in conclusion, the theory is able to explain why different types of marriages are the accepted form in both the historical and contemporary views. Historically, arranged marriages were preferred because the rewards of social acceptance, historically, in 19th century India, arranged marriages were preferred because the rewards of social acceptance, fulfilling familial expectations, and economic security and moral fulfillment outweighed the costs of emotional sacrifice. In contrast, love marriages in the contemporary U.S. prioritize emotional intimacy, personal choice, and sexual fulfillment as the primary rewards. Arranged marriages in the 19th century India and love marriages in the contemporary U.S. both act the same under social exchange theory. Essentially, individuals weigh the costs and rewards of the relationship in order to decide whether or not to participate in it. The cultural differences is what determines whether an arranged marriage or love marriage is the preferred form. Different cultures have different priorities and consider different things to be rewards. In the next 5 years, using the theory, I predict that arranged and love marriages will begin to converge. As people continue to evaluate the costs and rewards in their relationships, marriages will evolve to maximize those rewards. So what this could mean would be like arranged marriages starting to take into account emotional compatibility along with familial duty, or love marriages will put a higher emphasis on financial stability as well as sexual satisfaction. In the next 100 years, since we are currently in a trend of individualism, marriages will stray farther away from tradition and closer towards a negotiated partnership between individuals. In other words, it would be guided by the ongoing cost-benefit comparison, which is the basis of social exchange theory.